expect to run a stream today, actually, but I was asked for implementing a new feature inside the IntelliJ Platform Gradle Plugin, and yeah, naturally it's already a good content for doing that live, so why not? I have to do it anyway, so probably it may be also interesting for you to see something like that during the stream, how the whole process of extending the IntelliJ Platform Gradle plugin looks under the hood, how I'm adding new tasks to the Gradle plugin for the Gradle build system. So here we are. Everything we'll discuss today will happen around new feature that JetBrains Marketplace introduced pretty recently, because it's already available publicly. I mean, the whole mechanism, but we didn't announce that yet anywhere, except the community contributors closed group. So they already had a chance to see what's coming, but as said, it's not public yet. We didn't cover the technical part for external users yet, so that's something I'm going to do right now, and then we will create an actual announcement, blog post, and some tutorial around that, and documentation on how to use this multi-target feature when publishing plugin to JetBrains Marketplace, and how to release your plugin in different variants, so you don't push to Marketplace just a single one plugin with all binaries for all operating systems like Windows, Mac, Linux, and different architectures, but push them separately, so end users do not download all binaries at once when they need just one of them. So that the final plugin archive you publish isn't like, I don't know, 500 megabytes, but I don't know, 50 only. So yeah, let's see what's that. Yuri Artemonov already prepared Pro build script for that, showcasing how to touch preparing plugin variants, distribution, plugin archives that are distributed to Marketplace. But this is just raw task written in Gradle, build Gradle KTS file, and we want to move this functionality, adjust properly into the IntelliJ Platform Gradle plugin. So you will just kind of switch one property, toggle it to let Gradle know that you want to push your plugin in multiple variants at once. Okay. Am I online, by the way? I just realized I'm streaming from a wrong channel. Oh my. Hold on. You know what? I need to drop this. Yeah, bummer. I need to drop this stream and start over because I messed up title, etc., and everything will go to VOD eventually, and that's a bummer. Or I can update those titles right now. No? Give me a sec. I already prepared everything for that, but yeah, I messed so hard with... Okay. Let's see if... Let's see. Okay, and update the thumbnail. Let's see if Twitch and X and everything will pick it up. Right? Okay. I'm mostly worried about YouTube right now. What a bummer. Yeah. Seems like it's fine-ish. And we can proceed without dropping this call. Yeah, I'm still learning. I'm still learning how to do streams, and so sorry about that. I'm not sure if Twitch picked that up. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm all good right now. Save changes. Okay, sorry. As said, I'm still learning how to make good streams. Okay, save changes. Okay, so here we are again. Let's see where we are right now. Okay, so here on the screen you can see my IntelliJ IDEA with the IntelliJ Platform Gradle Plugin project open. So this is a project of an extension for the Gradle build system. So yeah, whenever you create a plugin for JetBrains IDEs, we can do this one, and you apply this org JetBrains IntelliJ Platform Gradle plugin, you get some superpowers to configure your project to use IntelliJ IDEA or other JetBrains IDE as an SDK. And eventually you get a bunch of tasks for preparing, building, and eventually publishing the plugin to JetBrains Marketplace. And this part, the publish part, is something we have to adjust right now, because currently when you build a plugin and when you build plugin and you run this build plugin task, there is an archive prepared. Like here in build distributions, let me adjust that. So here in build distributions, I don't have this archive. Okay, file expander. Yeah, I need this one. Okay, what's that? This file expander doesn't work. Bummer. Okay, there was the other task, archive browser. Yeah. So in this final plugin distribution, we basically have a single directory with our plugin and a lib directory where all jars are placed into, like the plugin jar, all dependencies jars that you need during the runtime when the plugin is loaded for end users. And here you can also put some other binaries like CLI tools, I don't know, any files actually. So when you develop, well, that's a common case probably for AI related plugins that try to run something on your in your environment. They often try to distribute their plugins along with extra scripts that are run in your machine. But well, we all know that those scripts depend on the operating system you use. So you can't run basically one script on all OSs and all architectures. Therefore, we have to provide multiple build binaries per each variant and push them to Marketplace. So that makes your plugin a bit bloated. And as a solution, JetBrains Marketplace implemented this possibility of releasing the same plugin with the same version, but in different variants. So, yeah, that's the thing. You can focus. You can right now publish that to Marketplace, but it's not handled still by the tooling that we have for plugin development. So the script from Yuri that is taking care of that is already public. Yeah, and that's the one. So that's Yuri's showcase, where he describes how this thing works. Let me zoom it in. So the build native plugins, because he's introducing this script, this task in his build script, build native plugins. So that's a brand new task there with some twisted logic included. So the build native plugins Gradle task wraps a standard IntelliJ build plugin output, and for each target produces a patched zip under build native distributions for every target. For every target, it copies the build plugin zip as a starting point, same layout, same jar, same everything. Locates the plugin jar inside the zip by scanning each jar for meta-inf plugin.xml rather than hard coding a path. Rewrites plugin.xml in that jar. Replaces the version text, strips snapshots, and appends OS arc, so each distribution carries a unique version, for example 1.0.0 Linux x86-64. Adds two depends tags that gate the build to the matching platform. IntelliJ modules OS, Linux, Mac, Windows, and IntelliJ modules ARC, x86-64, ARM64. Renames the plugin jar so its file name matches the new version, like Native Tools plugin 100 Linux ARC. Adds an OS arc /.keep directory inside a plugin root next to lib. This is the convention placeholder for native binaries specific to that target. Real native artifacts, executables, libs, etc. would be dropped there. Every other zip entry is copied through and changed. The alter zip is renamed to archive base name, base version, OS arc. Okay. Okay. Okay, so after running the build native plugins, build native distributions contains one zip per target, each with this layout. Why the OS arc depends matter. JetBrains Marketplace inspects each uploaded plugin and serves the right artifact to each IDE based on its OS and ARC modules. By depending on those two, every per target zip is only installable on its matching platform. Marketplace then routes users automatically. Okay, build commands, build plugin, the standard single distribution zip, build native plugins, the 6 OS arc specific zips. Build native plugins, the class depends on build plugin, so running it from a clean state will build everything in one shot. Okay. Okay. So let's see what is actually happening inside this build Gradle KDS. Okay, we have a 6 targets, so each OS, 3 OSs and 2 architectures. Okay, why is this needed? Hello Asma. What's native? If I create a plugin that shows a tool window, what's native about it? Well, nothing. If you just show tool window, it will work on every OS, every architecture. It's about adding something extra to your plugin archive, like libraries, executables that are operating system specific or architecture specific. So again, if we distribute plugin like that, we shouldn't even care about distributing it for multiple or specific OS variant. But if here we'll have a dedicated, I don't know, binary that is dedicated binaries that are used by Windows or Linux or Mac, we don't want to publish all of them for all OSs at once. Because, well, for example, I don't know, browser. Okay, if you want, by any reason, publish your plugin along with the Chromium browser. The Chromium browser is different for Windows, Linux, and Mac. I mean, you can't run the chromium.exe on Linux because it's built differently. No, that's the issue. It's not related to the to-do list. I messed up the title, etc. in the beginning. So yeah. To do checklist. I'll quickly even fold this one. Will it be folded on the stream? No. The DevKit plugin is not finished. I was asked to do something with a higher priority right now. So I had to switch to the task that we want to announce kind of earlier than the DevKit improvements. So yeah, the OS specific plugin distributions, because Marketplace team is ready with the release. They are already preparing content materials around for the blog post and finishing the internal blog post. So we are about to speed up with the implementation for plugin authors and release this and not the dev kit improvements right now. So yeah, I have to focus on this task. Stream to-do list. Let me quickly check if. Oh yeah, now it's folded. Let me add. Let me add this one. Review. Okay. So let me update the to-do list. Review is implementation, so that's what we have here. And next steps we have to figure out right now, because Yuri's task is introducing a new, well, Yuri's build script is introducing a new task, build native plugins, which gets the list of native targets. And in do last, in a loop, runs a patcher. Output dir. Oh my. Native plugin patcher, patch distribution zip, patch plugin jar. Okay. So yeah, that ain't good. I mean, from Gradle caching perspective and so. Okay. I think I have it. All right. So instead, first of all, instead of creating another, I mean, the distributions. Instead of creating a native distributions directory here in the build directory, I would keep the distributions. I'll still keep using that one. And next to the multi-OS plugin archive, I would create the other ones here. So okay, first of all, let's connect the plugin template to the actual sources of the build of the IntelliJ Platform Gradle plugin. So we will do integration tests live. So as we make changes to the IntelliJ Platform Gradle plugin, we will have all new tasks already available for end project. Okay, so we have sources here. And in tasks, we have the build plugin task. And this one is creating an output zip archive into distributions. Okay, distribution artifacts add into build plugin task. So what this zip-based task is doing, it is simply loading jar searchable options output, everything from the sandbox of the plugin, and puts into the archive called like the project name. Okay, project name provider. Okay. Project artifacts. Okay, that's okay. So basically we need to have multiple built plugin like tasks here, and each of them, well, all of them will have still the same archive base name, but they will have different suffix. Yeah, and we should actually register multiple tasks depending on specific property, and this property could be something inside IntelliJ Platform extension. So here we already have stuff like auto reload, build searchable options, caching, instrument code, etc. So we could maybe for publishing here we also have stuff like that, publishing, right? And that's probably a good place to specify specify if we want to work on a single multi-OS plugin distribution, or we want to publish multiple variants. Okay. Okay. Introduce Okay. Hello, Matthias. Okay, thanks for joining and saying hi. Yeah, today we are extending the tooling for creating plugins for JetBrains IDEs. Yeah, so mostly stuff around Gradle and extending the, as you can see, DSL for plugin authors, so they can easily publish plugins in multiple variants. So here we have the publishing, and inside the publishing we don't have much. It's all about channels, host, hidden ID services, publishing token. So here we could create something like here we could create something like what? How to call this property to toggle multiple variants, publishing to JetBrains Marketplace. Any ideas how to call it? Hello, Eric. Yeah, I wouldn't even dare do the vibe coding here. However, I'm okay asking AI for any hints, but in a way, it's a documentation provider or IDEs provider, but definitely not something that will write code for me. The tooling is too crucial to let AI do the whole job, especially in terms of the task like that. So yeah, we are implementing something very new, and we have to be really careful to don't break anything. Simple as that. Yeah, so a new property. By the way, restream chat didn't. Restream chat doesn't behave too well for me here. Oh my god. Okay, yeah, I know what's the problem. Chat. Okay. Thanks for the reminder, Matthias. I reported yesterday evening this issue with mic and video desync to the Camo to reincubate company. We are working on another issue together, so I just asked them if they could prioritize the mic issue. But yeah, we'll see. Okay, so the property name to toggle the multiple variants plugin publishing. Any ideas? What do you think? What do you think? Multiple publishing. Multiple variants? I don't know. Publishing multiple variants. Okay, let's call it multiple variants for now. Okay, can I? No, it's leading me to compiled classes, unfortunately. But IntelliJ Platform extension. Publishing. Okay. Publish the plugin update in multiple variants for different OSs and architectures. Default value false. Okay, publish plugin task. Okay, the publish plugin task should remain as is, but it should detect if we are publishing single archive or multiple of them. So yeah, whenever you call publish plugin, it's publishing your plugin still in one or multiple variants, but one plugin. Okay, make sure that publish plugin task is publishing all defined variants. Okay. maybe use variants. Yeah, use variants would be better. Use variants. Why? What the? Ah, come on. That's an issue in IDE. It's removing this assign. Enable optimize imports on the fly. Hold on. Editor auto import Java Kotlin. Yeah, it's disabled. Weird. Okay, let's try it again. Can we decide which variants we want to publish? Otherwise, all variants may be a better name, I think. Shorter and more clear, maybe. In the DSL, it would read nice publishing all variants. Actually, I am already thinking of introducing another property here called variants, which would be a list property of variant. Exactly, thank you. Hold on, where to put this? Okay, that will be a data class. Product mode, yeah, somewhere here. Variant data class, and that would be OS and ARC. Thank you. So yeah, I'm still using AI for code completion because it works pretty nice. And yeah, list of variants. But the convention wouldn't be an empty list here. I was using operating system. I was using Windows and other stuff somewhere. Okay, so here Yuri mentioned x86-64 and ARM64. I was using those somewhere. Yeah, uppercase. By the way, what's that? No. Okay, nothing useful. And this one? List of even different. values launch for, okay, different convention. So we can keep those in data class or in my constant, but it's not a constant. So here available variants. Default variants would be better. Okay. Default variants, but Linux, Windows, Mac. ARM. Okay, so ARM is fine. ARM. Yep, default variants. Okay. So here we have variants list you can control. Okay. Okay. By the way, quick sanity check if my stream is fine. Sorry, I'm still a bit anxious about that. Yeah, seems like it's fine. Okay, so variants, here you will still be able to control which variants you want to have for publishing, because maybe you're not interested in publishing anything for this or that. Okay, and the question is, should we still publish the main plugin? I mean, the one with everything, with everything as a fallback, if something is not covered for you. Yeah, I will have to bring this question to the team later. I'll just note it. Question: should we still publish a default variant as a fallback? Okay, so that's the publishing TSL. what about the publish task? Because I think we should start from the end. So the publish plugin, can this be done in any other way? And signing those still. Okay, I'll leave it for a sec. Build plugin. So the build plugin because build plugin, when creating an archive, well, yeah, when creating an archive, the zip archive, it is taking output from the searchable options task. Don't worry about this one. And the prepare sandbox task. So what you see in here in distributions, so this jar is actually taken from the sandbox. Okay, let me just clean it up, run the build plugin again. Okay, so here inside the sandbox for the IDE we target, and that's 2025.2.6.2, we have those directories, and here in plugins there is our plugin sandbox. I mean the files that are built during the whole process. And here we have our output jar library with our implementation. So meta inf, some properties and compiled classes. And out of this sandbox we are creating this zip archive. So, in the process of okay, so in order to provide some binaries for a specific variant, we have to put them still inside the sandbox all at once right now. And here we have a lib directory. What is Yuri doing here? So he's creating in output zip only here OS arc directory. So here next to lib, not inside but next to lib directory. Hmm. So we would need. What's that? No, I don't need this one. What we would need here. Okay, because binaries are not sources. I mean, not Java sources. And you have to still put them somehow into the sandbox. In the documentation of the Gradle IntelliJ Platform Gradle Plugin, I have created this. The run custom task, access bundled additional files with the plugin. So this little snippet is adding new content into the sandbox. So let's apply that here. And so now when we build new plugin, here we have this extra directory because we told prepare sandbox to include something extra, and here we should have this OS arc directory as well, right? But okay, now I'm thinking of making some kind of convention that everyone should use, because we have to somehow we have to have some input directory for such stuff to don't require from people writing this code over and over. If we want to have multiple variants available just by switching this toggle on or off, we should make this location also somehow fixed. So what about creating variants directory? Variants directory, okay. Like that. And here, within variants, we could have our, let's say, Linux ARM64. Something like that, right? Okay, and that's for the sandbox. Sandbox can contain all of them. That's fine, because this is sandbox, this is still your local environment. And sandbox still can... Hold on, I just... Sandbox still can contain everything just for you, but we care about picking a specific variant directory only when publishing the archive to Marketplace. Okay, but this variants directory, we still have to be able to configure that somehow. Make the okay. Okay, I see that this list. Okay, doesn't look too good. For next streams, I need to figure out how to make this list somehow, I don't know, scrollable, whatever. Never mind. I mean to-do list on the right side. So we have the variants. Still, variants are considered variants directories are considered to be used only when building the plugin. And we build plugin in multiple variants if this use variants is set to true. Okay. Okay. Use variants. Variants property is for defining the variants we want to have. And variants. Okay, this container. Sandbox container, variants container. We could have the variants container set like here. Yeah, because I'm still not sure if we want to have this use variants defined there. Okay. Okay. IntelliJ Platform extension. Structure. So we have sandbox container. And variants container, but that's the variants container. Should be okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Split mode. Okay. Abstract file. Variants container. To the variants container. Okay. Okay, but not in the cache directory, but project. What was this? I was using that in comments somewhere. Project. Filter in comments. Project layout, get project directory. Okay. Let's set a default value for you. Move it. Below. Split mode, plugin installation target. Yeah, they all have to be sorted alphabetically. Sorry. Okay, variants container. Default value. So I need this one. Project layout. Is there? No, there is not. Or root project path. Where am I using this one here? Nowhere. Interesting. Interesting. Misclick. No, stop. No. So I'm not using this anywhere. Okay. I should drop it really. Okay, and the root project path is just a path. Project layout, not build directory, but project directory. Okay. Okay. Variants container. So that's defined there. IntelliJ Platform. So we have variants container here. And it would be good to define if, well, all the variants directories for the users, so they know where to put binaries, so they get included in the variant distribution. Okay. And that will also make everything easier when it comes to explaining the whole kind of project structure, the whole flow. So yeah, now I'm considering a dedicated scope for variants, because it's growing. The whole idea is growing really. Like the publishing one. So we have something like variants. Okay. Do we even have other containers defined here? Okay, sandbox container, variants container, no. Okay. But for caching, I did something similar. Caching is an opt-in feature. IDEs, path. That's a read-only. Yeah, I think a dedicated scope would work here better. Okay. Okay. Variants, path. Path is fine. Path is fine, but we don't cache path. This cache path, cache directory, variants directory. Why is it? Okay. Let's keep the path name, variants path. Okay, variants container. And path. Oh my god, I could copy this. Oh, path. Okay. Project layout dear. is clash variants. Extensions, caching. Okay, so let's drop this one and use the extensions variants name, because this one is also fine. This map can, that's just a directory. I need a provider here. I need a provider to make things lazy. Dir file layout, no, nothing more, no. I need a provider, build directory, settings, dir, but this one requires another provider as an input, project directory. Okay, scope, production files. Okay, layout. Okay, regular file. Is regular file okay-ish? Make dir. Yeah, that's by the IDEs actually, because it would be good to have those. Okay, let's skip it. It just, I want to make sure that those directories are created. Okay. The other property I want to use here is not use variants, but something like enabled. Okay. I'm already using the enabled keyword here and there, so that's a good name, obviously. Default false. Abstract. Also here, abstract. That's what you have to use when defining abstract class, defining extensions in Gradle plugin. So enabled variants, that's good. So enabled false. Default variants. Now I'm thinking of moving those directly to here. However, this sounds a bit odd. IntelliJ Platform variants, no? Any thoughts on this name? It's not registered properly yet. Signing, caching, plugin verification. Okay. Are you smart enough? You are. Okay, so we have the variants almost registered. There's this, but this one has to be called also in here. Publishing like that. Okay, so we have new TSL for variants already prepared, but still IntelliJ Platform variants and again variants property. Any better name for that? Let's ask AI codex. Okay. Think about the variants. Okay. Blah 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 blah. Anyway, here when the Gradle plugin is applied to the project, it would be nice to have those directories created for you immediately. We can do that in the initialize task offline plugin version or not. Am I already creating such files anywhere? I mean directories like the one for cache. Okay, create directories. Resolve path, that's for Gradle properties. DMG, product releases, cache file. That's in the task run. Okay, prepare sandbox task. This one is doing something, but okay, in task action. So that's okay, what if cache path provider variants provider and variants provider. get for each. As path. Okay, what do we get here? What's that? That's a directory. And this one requires a string here. Okay, that's variant. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. It's OS. It's architecture. Arc. Create directories. Okay. Let's refresh the project then. Okay. Yeah, targets sounds way better. So let's quickly refactor that. Okay. And here we have targets now. IDE removed my assign import again. It's really annoying. Okay. Initialize IntelliJ Platform Plugin. Okay. It didn't run. Okay, it did run. Okay, good. Will it run also on Gradle Sync? No, it wouldn't. I don't really remember right now, but it shouldn't, because this is a task. Reload from disk. No, it's execution finished. Okay, yeah. Yeah, we are all good. Okay. Because this task is also used by Gradle Sync. It's all good. So now you are you are safe. You will know where to put your binaries. I think this location is fine. So now the prepare sandbox task should also consider this directory when preparing the sandbox. Okay, something weird has happened with my headphones. Yeah. Okay, so the prepare sandbox task should also consider sandbox directory, sandbox suffix, directory or variance path. Extension provider, variants dot path. Okay, and from variants path provider. Okay. Variants path provider, and here from variants path provider. Okay. Let's drop this custom code from here. Let's clean the sandbox and run the build plugin. This one can't be cast. Okay. So that was probably something in here. Map. As path. No. Okay, that should be enough. Let's try it again. Okay, so from our to-do list, make the project tier variants directory location configurable. That's done. Make sure that publish plugin task is publishing all defined variants. Okay, what about this sandbox? It's in plugins. And okay, wrong target. We want to put this one into plugin location. Into plugin name, actually, similarly to what we had here. Plugin name. Into plugin name. So yeah, one more try. Extending the IntelliJ Platform extension DSL, that's also done. Good. Introduce multiple build plugin tasks per each variant. And make sure that publish plugin task is publishing all defined variants. Let's see. Yep, Linux. Okay, so our prepare sandbox task is working correctly. It's getting all files from the variant, all directories from variants. And as a next step, we will have to prepare an output archive. I mean, we'll have to... Okay, because still the prepare sandbox is something for all plugins at once. From Yuri's script, let's take a look at it. He's also... Okay, he's adjusting the build plugins output archive's name to include the OS and architecture suffix. He's filtering out, I mean, he's including the variants files, but we'll do it in opposite way. So we'll filter out, or we'll include those, or filter out stuff. Yeah, we'll decide later. So we will filter out variants files that are not matching the currently built target. And he's also patching jar, the main jar, and I think we should do that when? Okay, because we need to adjust version and add depends elements. about module v2? Okay, but it's all about patching XML file, and here it's already inside jar. I would really like to avoid patching XML files inside a produced jar, but do it a bit earlier. Yeah, because that's regex, and I really don't want to use regex that way. Okay. Anyway, I have to think about that a bit more. Our stream already lasts for 2 hours almost. Yeah, I think I'll wrap it up. Get back to the story tomorrow. I mean, tonight, for doing some extra research. And tomorrow we should pick it up and continue with the actual development with proper thumbnail and title and everything, because I messed up that today. Yeah, but I'm just beginning with streams, so I would really appreciate if you drop any comments, likes, subscriptions, I mean subscribe me, whatever. That means a lot, especially at the moment when I just begin with live streams. Okay, that's that. Thank you very much, and see you probably tomorrow. Cheers.